With the unveiling of the newest War Greymon and Metal Garurumon Ace cards, this means we have a complete picture of starter decks 20 and 21. And today I'm going to review over the 30 cards that come with these starter decks in preparation for its release next month. By the end, I'll throw together a conceptual deck profile using these two starter decks, but of course there's still support waiting in the wings with BT21 World Convergence. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos, do consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and hitting that notification bell for more future content. The two eggs these decks offer are simple. Koromon, all turns providing a plus 1000 DP buff for your adventure trait Digimon, and Sunomon, simply on deletion allows you to return a Digimon card with the adventure trait from trash to the hand. In truth, these eggs are adventure exclusive, meaning you're unlikely to put these in a standard deck right now, at least until BT21 reveals more goodies. With the level 3s, we've got 6 to run through, and keep in mind all of these Digivolve from a level 2 Digimon with the adventure trait. Agumon has an inherited effect of Reboot, but also can Digivolve off a level 2 Digimon that's red or black for a cost of 0. This Digimon has a Warp Digivolution effect, a full 13 starter decks later from when we saw the Warp Digivolving Gyomon and Vmon. Gabumon likewise has the same conditions and effects, but into Metal Garurumon for a cost of 4. The only difference is it's inheritable, which is a when attacking effect, which is once per turn, draw 1, then trash 1 from the hand. Seem familiar? But outside of these two main Warp Digivolvers, the remaining 4, Patamon and Salamon, have some utility as well. Gomamon, for example, is the memory blocking floodgate except by tamer effects. Tentomon prevents your opponent from reducing Digivolution costs, and conveniently for both of these Digimon, these provide archetype floodgates for Aegistrumon decks and Tyrant Kabuterimon decks because they are searchable. But when you get to Palmon and Biomon, these Digimon largely are the searchers and draw power cards. Palmon on play allows you to trash 1 card with the adventure trait in hand, and draw 2. Utilizing this with Sunomon could be beneficial as an on-playing Palmon would let you draw 2 after you trash an adventure trait card, then crashing a level 3 would let you return the trash card to hand. Like Koromon, it provides DP buffs on all turns. Biomon lastly gets a plus 2000 DP on your turn, and is the searcher that reveals 3 to add an adventure trait Digimon, and 1 such tamer or option to the hand, before bottom decking the rest. Initially, the big ones I see having play for the adventure deck are going to be Biomon and Tentomon, as Biomon can do the heavy lifting with searching, while Tentomon can deal with options that reduce Digivolution costs, especially trainings. Shifting gears to the level 4s, all of these Digimon can Digivolve from a level 3 Digimon with the adventure trait for a cost of 2. Ikakumon has a security effect that plays it after battle. On play and when Digivolving, you trash 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon, then one of their Digimon with no Digivolution cards can't attack or block until the end of the turn. Its when attacking effect is also a once per turn if you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, you draw 1. Vikemon potentially gets a more tribal deck now, considering this security Digimon could strip and prevent a Digimon from attacking or blocking, and even set up a body for Zudomon Ace. Gatomon likewise is another security Digimon that plays itself at the end of battle. On play, and when Digivolving, 2 of your opponent's Digimon get security attack -1 until their turn ends. But it's inheritable as a when attacking once per turn effect, where one of your opponent's Digimon gets -2000 DP for the turn. Basic and simple. Angemon shares the same inheritable but has a simple when Digivolving effect, where if you have 1 or fewer tamers, you may play 1 tamer card with the adventure trait without paying cost. Kabuterimon provides inheritable piercing, but has the same when Digivolving effect as Angemon. Both of these Digimon are the primary way of cheating your tamers out, since you'll need as many colors to your advantage. Togemon keeps the same inheritable as Palmon, and has an on-play when Digivolving effect where if you have tamers with the adventure trait that have 3 or more total colors, this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with the adventure trait in hand without paying cost. Honestly, a pretty great way to cheat into your level 5s and set up that Blast Digivolution play. Birdramon likewise has the same inheritable effect as Biomon, but the same on-play and when Digivolving effect as Togemon. Of the level 4s, I am a huge fan of Kakumon, Angemon, and probably Togemon, mainly because of the all turns buff versus just your turn is the trade-off here. Likewise, the level 5s all Digivolve from level 4s with the adventure trait, and honestly, a lot of them have similar effects. At least when it comes to having an inheritable of Alliance, along with a your turn once per turn effect where when your other Digimon are played or Digivolve, if any of them have the adventure trait, one of your Digimon gains Alliance for the turn, then one of your Digimon may attack. In other words, even if you don't Digivolve with this Digimon, you could slam down another Digimon and Alliance with that. Considering all these Digimon are 7000 DP, and even throwing down a level 4 means that you have an 11,000 DP body that could check 2 security. Zudomon on play, and when digivolving, allows you to trash one source under one of their Digimon for every 2 colors your tamer has. Then you return one of their Digimon with one or fewer cards to the hand. Considering this could potentially also circumvent a Digimon with x-antibody, you could hit every other source except the x-antibody and bounce the Digimon to hand. Mega Kabuterimon unsuspends, and then for every 2 colors your tamers have with the adventure trait, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Lilymon suspends all your opponent's 5000 DP or lower Digimon, and then for every 2 colors your tamers have, you return one of their suspended Digimon to the bottom of the deck. Garudamon makes it so that one of your Digimon gains Security Attack +1, and then for every 2 colors your tamers have, you get plus 2000 DP. Angelomon allows one of your other Digimon to digivolve into a Digimon card with the adventure trait in hand without paying the cost. And lastly, Magna Angemon places one of your opponent's 6000 DP or lower Digimon as the top security card. For every 2 colors your tamers have, you add 2000 to this effect's DP maximum. So basically, it's Lunky Adistocto but on a body, and you need at least all 6 colors in play to remove anything. Strategically, I think Zudomon has the best removal of the 6, and then if I were to pick only one other, I'd probably go with the Angelomon. The green cards are dependent on suspending, and generally, I don't lean too far into green or red cards these days, because their effects hinge too much on attacking into Digimon, or just attacking in general. With the last reveals of Wargreymon Ace and Metal Garurumon Ace, here's where a large portion of the discussion will be. Both of these Digimon have a play cost of 7, and a Digivolve for 4 from their primary line's colors respectively. Red and black for Wargreymon, and blue and purple for Metal Garurumon. However, the Evo cost has a special condition from an adventure or hero trait for a cost of 3 for Wargreymon, and adventure trait explicitly for Metal Garurumon. For me, as a Greymon control player, this hurts a little bit, because I grew to love Skull Greymon from BT14. As a result, this card can't be used in my current incarnation of the deck. Wargreymon has an on-play and when digivolving effect that gives you immunity from Digimon effects for one of your Digimon for every 2 colors your tamers have. In a standard Greymon build, you might see the use of black ties and maybe Cool Boy. However, I could see the addition of red and black tie Kamiyas for this explicit Digimon. This Digimon also has a when digivolving and when attacking effect that deletes one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. Overall, this Digimon is good for what it can do, because previously Greymon decks suffered from lacking a top end that could clear Digimon preemptively before they could blast Digivolved. Oh, what's that? You don't have a once per turn caveat? This means that this Digimon could do 2 removals on its first appearance. Once on Digivolve, and if you manage to maintain turn, another on the attack. For Metal Garurumon, this Digimon has an on-play and when digivolving effect that returns one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the bottom of the deck. For every 2 colors your tamers have, you add 1 to this effect's level maximum. Considering this effect is best utilized with 4 colors, a standard Metal Garurumon deck would likely max out at 3 colors, utilizing purple and blue mats, and maybe Cool Boy. Its when attacking once per turn effect allows you to play 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from trash without paying the cost. Ah, so we're kind of mixing BT1 and BT2 together, aren't we? Feels that way anyway. Overall in the adventure deck, I felt Wargreymon has the most potential considering it grants immunity. Metal Garurumon's just okay, but in their standard tribal decks, I'm up in the air on actual playability for both. With 4 option cards, the first 2 can be played regardless of color if you have a Digimon or Tamer with the adventure trait on the field, and then sets itself onto the field. Our Courage United draws 2, or Delay plays 1 level 5 or lower Digimon with the adventure trait from hand without paying cost. While Believe in Our Friendship reveals the top 3 and adds 1 card with the adventure trait among them to the hand before bottom decking the rest and setting it onto your field. Considering this can also find Tamers, this is also somewhat valuable, though its Delay is gain 2 memory. In the end, I feel Our Courage United is better because it's a strict draw 2 versus gleaning 3 and adding 1. Additionally, playing 1 level 5 or lower Digimon means that you can set up a lot of different plays, considering you could be spinning a Digimon to hand and setting up the blast play. The last 2 options are 2 cost-white options that are security-based. Island of Adventure, for example, gives all of your level 3 or higher Digimon plus 2000 DP while it's face-up in the security. Its main effect adds the top security card to hand, then places this card as the top security card. When it's actually hit in security, you may play 1 Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. There are a lot of ideas I have for this card right off the bat, Royal Base and Invisimon included. Genai's House likewise is a similar thing, but puts it at the bottom of security instead, and gives all of your level 3 or higher Digimon plus 3000 DP. Not to mention in security, you may play one level 3 Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost. Which means, to finalize this video, it's Tamers and then a brief deck idea. All of these Tamers have a Your Turn effect, in which when any of your Digimon cards with the adventure trait would be played, by suspending this Tamer, you reduce the play cost by 1. Tai and Izzy gives all of your adventure trait cards blocker. Joe and Mimi gifts you as memory at the start of main if you have a Digimon with the adventure trait in play. Likewise, Sora and Kari do the same thing. And last but not least, Matt and TK give all of your level 5 or higher Digimon with the adventure trait Rush. But with initial first impressions, how would I realistically build the deck? Initial concept-wise, I feel that the Koromon egg is better for the majority of the deck with one Tsunomon. With level 3s, Agumon is your primary of the Warpers with 2 Gabumons, though the rest of the lineup looks at using Fligate Tentomon and Biyomon for searching. Level 4s, I lean most into the security Ikakumons for dealing with threats while also maximizing the rest of the line with Tayer players. But why Angemon? Because DP reduction could be useful in adjusting DP levels across the board for Wargreymmon's effect. Level 5s, Zudomon adds the best removal while Angemon can free evo into one of your boss monsters for maximum threats. Wargreymon takes the cake over Melga in my opinion for this deck, and option cards lean into the draw engine along with the Island of Adventure for playing Tamers. I like our Courage United because it can utilize the level 5's abilities, though Believe in Friendship has possible use as well here. Then for Tamers, I maximize on Matt and TK because these provide Rush, while the rest are 1 or 2 copies to provide that color assistance where needed. Remember, this hasn't been tested, but is my early concept of what I feel would be good for new players entering the game. But to that end, you will still have numerous resources to use from the leftover scraps, and at this point, it's up to you what you want to customize. What are your thoughts, and what's next? Find out this week. This is DIGI-PANDA, logging out.